What is going on, everyone? Where did you learn to fly? Today we'll answer that question because today is Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 premiere day here on DSPGaming. It should be fun. We played this game several years ago, the previous version on Xbox Series X, and had a great time over the course of the summer and early fall. I'm very much excited to jump back into flying across the globe with all of you, a little air tourism, if you will. But on today's podcast, we've got some interesting topics, including Sony starting the steps to purchase the parent company of FromSoft, as well as many different anime companies. People are very upset about this. In addition, if you're not aware, in just a little bit over a week, it's American Thanksgiving. We've been watching animations of all month, and Black Friday. Traditionally, I do some really fun stuff on those days, but this year's a little different, and I'm not sure what to do. So today, we will talk about what exactly you would like to see on those days as we plan out this special holiday schedule. So it's going to be a nice, chill, aerial episode on today's Level 1 podcast.
Get ready for some meaningful content, because the king is back, the king of the live stream, the king is back. Woo!
Alrighty, my friends, today is Tuesday, the 19th of November, 2024. I'm DSP. This is Flight School. I hope you guys are ready. Today we're going to put on our pilot hats, we're going to get into our seats, and probably crash the plane a million times, right? Now, just for the record, all right, before we even begin, from what I'm to understand, people are now telling me in chat that on PC, this game is barely working. Reason being, this is the first new flight simulator game in many years. People are incredibly excited to try it. And apparently they have absolutely loaded the servers, particularly on PC, where this game obviously is going to run best and have optimum graphics. If we go to play later today and it doesn't work, there's not much I can do. You know, we have options, and I would say the best option would just be then to jump into a session of Call of Duty, Black Ops 6, and just mess around. Whether it's Warzone, or we do some multiplayer or whatever today, it doesn't really matter to me. Obviously, that's not what I intend to do, nor what I want to do. But the good news is there's always a backup plan. So, hopefully, things go well today. Hopefully, everything will go according to plan. We'll be able to play, and it should be good. By the way, no Luthes. I am not extra quiet today. I have not touched my volume settings at all. Sounds like you're having issues with your own setup. Anyway, today should be a good day regardless. Like, even if, you know, we can't play Flight Sim. Listen, Flight Sim is meant to be a nice, chill game. And what I mean by that is, unlike other playthroughs, where it's action-packed, balls to the wall, kill-death ratio kind of monitoring stuff in Call of Duty, or, oh my goodness, you could die at any second in Bloodborne. In this case, it's just relaxing, right? We're going to do some world tourism, flying over landmarks and you know, big cities and theme parks and monuments, and seeing what they look like from the sky while we all interact and relax, right? That's what it's all about. And that's how we really enjoyed Flight Simulator several years ago. That's how I want to use this game in my rotation. So if it doesn't work today, it's not the end of the world. Obviously, it would be a little disappointing. I mean, I have a special background colored to the sky. I literally have an RGB set up in my office that looks like the sky. I bought aviator sunglasses to wear during the playthrough. So if it doesn't work, I'll be a little upset, but it'll be all right because we'll just play it again later. It's not the end of the world, like I said. We could easily just play it when it works, right? It's not that big of a deal. Okay, so how about this? Let's start at the beginning. In the beginning, we'll be recapping what we did yesterday. And yesterday was pretty crazy because I thought for sure yesterday was going to be the end of the streak. The reason being, two major reasons. Okay? Oh, no, I know there's a massive in-game content download. I'm well aware. The thing is, if I boot it up, then it's going to make noise. Like, I know if I do this, here. Here's the update. Oh, good, it's doing it right now. Let's have it do the update while I do the podcast. Yeah. Downloading 0.0 of 0.0. It's not even downloading, according to this, so that's good. Well, anyway, we'll see what happens if this actually works or not. Do you want to see what I'm talking about? Here. This is what just happened when I opened the game. Look at this. Look at this. Launch day. Oh, launch day. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do to get this game to work. It's not doing anything. It's just sitting there. I remember when we played this on Xbox Series X years ago, what happened is you would boot it and all that was there was the menu. And you could like navigate through the menu. But when you try to do anything, you had to individually download that part of the game. So like, oh, you want the guided tours? That's part of the game. Oh, there it goes. You want the guided tours? That's part of the game. Oh, you want this particular feature? It's that part again. And you had to sit there for like an hour downloading each part individually, I remember. And eventually I did just sit there on one stream clicking around, you know, getting everything to load. Well, it looks like it's working now. That's a good sign, obviously. So, anyway, yesterday, I thought for sure the streak was going to end. Why? There's two reasons. Reason number one, because the night before, I had noted a couple things. Notation number one, a lot of the people who had been around as big supporters recently kind of have not been around as much. For example, there's one person who has been a big supporter on Kick, and I haven't even seen them in like a week. You know, I don't know where they are. I hope they're all right, you know, but haven't seen them in like a week. Number two, well, also a big supporter on the YouTube side, Adam, who had been doing tons of giant super chats over the last month and a half, said couldn't attend streams anymore. You're like, ooh, immediately you got some big supporters who can't be around. And then number two, yesterday I was going to play Dragon Age the Veilguard again. And Dragon Age the Veilguard has had the lowest attendance of any game that I've been playing as of late. It really is like, you know, barely 200 viewers. So I was like, man, this is probably the end of the streak at this point. All right, like, what can I do? It's all good. I was prepared for it. I even talked about it on the Daily Wrap the night before. I talked about it on the podcast yesterday. I'm happy to say we hit it. We had a bunch of different people who came by and supported the stream at various different levels, and we hit the goal, and it continued. And I was like, wow, I guess, you know, color me wrong. Color me wrong. That doesn't sound right. Well, whatever. You know what I'm saying. I was shocked. And it was awesome. But Dragon Age the Veilguard, yesterday we played for 3 hours, and basically, once again, there's nothing great about the game, but it's not bad. Like, the game is like a visual delight. And what I mean by that is, like, the graphics are great. The character models are good. They're a little cartoony, but they're still good. The effects are amazing. The environments look good. You know, yesterday we were in a city for half the stream, and it looked really awesome. And I was just like, wow, the game looks great. I just wish that it had more substance. It's, you know what it is? It's style over substance. The gameplay is okay. It's not great, but it's not bad. It's just okay. And the story so far is not very good, actually. I would argue that the story is actually kind of disappointing. What the hell's going on in my house? I'm hearing banging. Loud banging downstairs. Very distracting. Anyway, so it's just not that good. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I've said that basically the game is good it's like, it's just okay. It's not good. It's just okay, right? So I've enjoyed it as much as you can. A game that's kind of like, okay, let's just relax while we play it. And that's how it was yesterday. Like, we had a lot of fun conversation and stuff while we were playing. And I think it works that way. A game that's not taken too seriously, but instead it's more like something to do, white noise, while we relax and chill together. But attendance was actually better yesterday, and I don't know why. We had like maybe around 300, 350 viewers, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to complain. The more the merrier. Like I said, the problem with the game is that no one was showing up, and now people actually showed up, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. So obviously that was good, and we'll see what happens as I continue to play it later on. It's uncertain whether I'll play it again this week. Reason being, we don't know what I'm doing when I have a day stream on Thursday. We'll talk about that in a sec. There's a possibility of another new game, but no one really knows because there's a review embargo until 2 hours before the game comes out tomorrow. So, yeah. Oh, by the way, so the update's complete. I'm gonna click play and see what you're gonna see. Probably we're gonna hear sound. I want to see if it works or not, or if I have to download even more. So, it worked yesterday, surprisingly, right? And then last night, we actually played my first stream ever of Black Ops 6 Warzone. And basically, when you boot up Warzone, it's so dumb. The first thing it does, it tells you to go to the map from last year. Now, I barely played Warzone last year. So I start doing it, and I'm like, everyone's like, you're on the wrong map. I was like, well, then why did it guide me to that map? Right? Like, why did it guide me to go to that map? It's so dumb. So then I ended up playing the real map, which I think is called, like, Area 99. It's really small. It's a very small map compared to other Warzone. It's only 44 players, but it is absolutely full of action. Like, absolutely action-packed. Yeah, by the way, I'm in the joining queue right now for the game. So what I'll do is, let's mute the in-game audio. There we go. Now you don't hear, right? Okay. So we'll mute the in-game audio. It says, I'm in a queue to join. Wait a few minutes or try again later. So I'm going to sit here and see if I can get into the game, into the queue, and then stay in the game if I can so I could actually play it later. We'll see what happens. So, let me mute it too, because the music is nice, but it'll be distracting when I'm doing my podcast. There we go. Okay. So last night, Warzone was pretty good. In fact, the first hour of Warzone, I was trying to, do seriously good, and there's some improvements to the game, like it auto picks up a ton of items and stuff like that, which is great. Admittedly, I was dying because I didn't know what I was doing, but the fun part was, I actually got top 10 in one of my matches right off the bat, and people were like, whoa, isn't that pretty crazy how, Phil, is already good at this game? And I'm like, yeah, it's just something with me. I don't know. I could just pick something up and jump right in and immediately be one of the top placers. So anyway, so I did pretty good. And then the second hour, I kind of got distracted. Reason being, I found that there's a chopper on the new map. And so I jumped in the chopper on a whim just to see what would happen. I started flying, and I started buzzing the people who were airdropping in because this new Warzone map has multiple respawns. And so you keep airdropping in after you die. And I just started flying around and chopping everyone up. It was so fun. I was like, dude, I can't believe you could do this. This is so fun. And then there was one guy who was on top of a building sniping, and I came in at an angle, and my blades went zook and just chopped his neck and insta-killed him. I was like, oh my God, this is so sick. So the whole second hour, I spent getting the chopper and trying to get chopper kill streaks, which I did. I get like 3-4 people in the chopper. It was incredibly fun. So that was my first experience with Warzone. It was kind of silly. I wasn't really focusing heavily on playing it for real. I was more just kind of dicking around, and I had a great time with it. So you can check out the gameplay. It's live on the channel. And by the way, yes, we hit the goal again last night. So the streak continues at 72. So how many more streams do we got? Well, we got 2 streams today. That's 74. Only 1 stream tomorrow. That's 75. I'll talk about that in a second. 2 streams on Thursday. So that's 76, 77. And then day stream on Friday. That's 78. If we can get to 78, the next episode of DSP Tries It will occur on Friday. It will be me ordering a smash burger from somewhere. And of course, I'll probably get some sides, or maybe I'll get 2 variations of a smash burger, and doing a live taste test. Now, I have never had a smash burger before. The reason why this is interesting is because a few months ago, on my now defunct and retired React show, DSP versus the Internet, I watched a YouTuber, a cooking YouTuber, make a smash burger, and I was like dumbfounded. As I'm watching this, I'm like, wait a minute. When I was growing up, I was always told, when you make a burger, the last thing you want to do is crush or squeeze the patty. That if you try to crush or squeeze the patty, you're basically killing the moisture in the burger. You're taking all the juice and fat out of it. So you don't want to do that unless you want an incredibly lean burger. Like, for example, you guys remember the George Foreman grill? That was the actual premise of the George Foreman grill, where it was a grill that was 2 flatbeds, almost like a panini press, and it would be at an angle. and you would put your meat in there, and then you would push it down and it would grill it on both sides. But what it would be doing is squeezing the fat and juices out of the meat. So technically you're getting more healthy food, but it doesn't taste that good. It's more dry and it doesn't have as much flavor because there's no meat or fat in it, right? But that was how they spun it. They were like, oh, it's healthier food. Yeah, but who wants healthier food if it tastes like shit, right? You know what's healthy? Cardboard. But I don't eat cardboard because it's disgusting, okay? So, when I saw this smash burger recipe, I was not sold. I was like, I can't believe that would taste better. But smash burgers have been all the rage in the last 5 years. Like in the culinary world, oh, the smash burger is the best burger. And I'm like, I don't know about this, man. So, that's what I want to do this Friday. I want to try a smash burger live and let you know what I really think. So, there's a couple options. One place is Jack in the Box just started making them. It's like their new product on the menu. They're a lot closer to me. There's actually is a Shake Shack that will deliver to me. The problem is, number one, it's a half an hour away at my local mall. And number two, it's a mall Shake Shack. So already, mall food is lower quality than if you went to like a dedicated restaurant. So I'm very skeptical about ordering from there. There are other places around here too that would do it that are more local. So maybe I should look for a good local place and order from there as well. So we'll figure this out. But the thing is, we got to get to Friday. And I was very skeptical that we were going to get through yesterday, and we did. So I'm happy. I hope that we will continue the streak this week. Let's talk about the rest of the week. Today, it's Microsoft Flight Simulator on this first stream, if it works. No exaggeration. Here's what I'm looking at right now. So apparently, unless that we get out of this issue, we're not playing Flight Simulator today. I wonder if it's this bad on Xbox as well. My wife is going to play this on Xbox today, on Xbox Series X, but maybe neither of us are playing it. I guess we'll have to see what happens. I'm going to leave it like this the entire podcast and see if I can actually get in there now. If not, like I said, what we'll do is we'll just do some Call of Duty. I'm sure Call of Duty is working today, and it'll be whatever you want. We can do multiplayer, which I'm fine with. I just unlocked the Akimbo handguns, but also we're leveling up the AK-74 and getting all attachments and everything for it. So we can do that, or we can do Warzone. And then tonight on the late stream, it's going to be Bloodborne, okay, on the late stream. I hope you'll join me for that, 7 p.m. Pacific time. We have many options, but I think we're going to do the Hyperion Jail, whatever it's called, the jail. We're going to do that. We're going to do that first, and then after the jail, we'll go back, and we can either go to Forbidden Woods, or we can actually do the Nightmare. We have everything unlocked. We can do whatever we want, okay? So this should be good. We'll see tonight. It should be a great Bloodborne stream. Tomorrow, I do not have a daytime stream for you. I apologize. It's once again because I'm trying to get this ceiling fan installed. I do have the ceiling fan installed in the office. It's actually cool enough today. I don't need it on. It's actually gotten so cool here in Washington State that I don't need the air circulation at all. I just have the window open, and it's nice in here. So this fan has been amazing. But I didn't get my ceiling fan in the dining room installed last week because it was faulty. So I had to get the replacement over the weekend. Now we're going to get it installed tomorrow. So because of that, I can't do my daytime stream. Okay? But I will be here tomorrow night. And Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Pacific time, the return of Street Fighter 6, which you guys have been asking for now for a while. Like, where is Street Fighter? Why aren't you playing Street Fighter? Street Fighter 6 will return. And it'll either be M. Bison or Blanca. I'm on the fence. Either one would be fine, I feel. So I hope that you guys will join me tomorrow night for the return of Street Fighter 6. Then on Thursday, we're completely up in the air. And here's what I mean by that. First of all, if we don't play Flight Sim today, very well, we might be playing it on Thursday. Okay, that's number one. Number two, tomorrow is the release of Stalker 2. Now, many years ago, during a Halloween marathon, I think it was a Halloween marathon. It could have been a Christmas marathon, but I think it was a Halloween marathon. You guys asked me to play Stalker 1. But even when I was playing it, it was a very outdated game, okay? When I played it, I hated it. I thought that it was outdated. The controls were absolutely terrible. The gameplay elements weren't very good. I just didn't like it at all. I found it incredibly annoying. I played it for like an hour and a half, and I hated it. But this was many years ago, And of course, I probably wasn't playing the most ideal version. I was just a rush job to do it during a marathon or whatever, right? Now here's the thing about Stalker 2. Everyone's very skeptical about the game, and here's why. There is a review embargo on the game until 2 hours before it releases worldwide. And that almost never happens. Usually if there's a review embargo, there's at least a couple days time. Or they'll just be like, no one gets a review copy. In which case, no one can review it anyway. But in this case, they did send out review copies, but they have a embargo that where no one can put out information about the game until like just a couple hours before it's out. Isn't that bizarre? So that's why for me, I'm not stressing about it. It comes out tomorrow. I'm not here during the day stream tomorrow, but I can, put my ear to the ground and try to listen to what people are saying about it. If they're enjoying it or not, if they're having issues with it, you guys can figure it out, and then we can figure out if I want to play it when I come back on Thursday or not. I'm down to play it if you guys want me to, but I'm also not going to, commit to doing a playthrough of it if it sucks ass. I'm aware apparently it's on Game Pass, so it wouldn't be a commitment for me at all to just try it. But at the same time, if everyone's like, nah, dude, it's terrible, that's why no one could review it early, then I probably will just skip it entirely, all right? So let's see. Let's see what happens. And then we'll determine what we're doing Thursday, Friday, because it could be I'm doing Stalker 2 on Thursday. It could be that I'm doing Flight Simulator, right? It could be any of these things. So we got to figure this out. I don't know. We got to figure out what we're doing here. But there will be likely more Bloodborne, and then there will be more Street Fighter on Friday night. So probably like Thursday night will be Bloodborne. Friday night will be, Friday Night Fights, Street Fighter 6 again. And then the day streams are what's up in the air. We're just not sure what we're doing right now because we don't know what I'm playing. If this is available to play, if Stalker 2 is good, and we'll go from there. So that probably means that there will be no more Dragon Age this week. Now, I'm aware that you guys will be incredibly upset at that. You're probably now, because I said that, some of you are saying, what? And your eyes are welling up with tears as we speak. Some of you are incensed with rage, and you've just ripped your shirts right off your body and said, no, Veilguard! Ah! But please don't do that, all right? I promise you Veilguard will return, but I don't think that it was the game that anyone was freaking out about regardless, right? I don't think anyone... That's the game that definitely can wait, right? Yeah, I know, Casanova. I hope Flight Sim works. I misclicked. Hold on. Here you go. Haven't moved at all. Still here. I'll leave this open the entire podcast. And hopefully it works, I mean, this is going to really suck if it doesn't. But if it doesn't, we'll do Call of Duty. I'm okay with Call of Duty. I've had a lot of fun with Call of Duty since it came out. I know most people wouldn't mind an afternoon of Call of Duty, but I want to play Flight Sim. Look at this. Not looking too good. Looks like another botched launch, right? Yeah, they didn't do anything. Super Bonchan says, I like they didn't bother to brand the Q screen. They didn't do anything. It's the most bland screen I've ever seen. It just is too many users trying to join. You're in a queue. Wait a few minutes or try again later. 0%, and the percent never moves. 0%, and it never moves. That's amazing. Can I back out and try again later? Yeah, I can, except if I do that, then I lose my place in the queue, right? Let's see what happens. If I wait like 45 minutes and it doesn't move, then maybe I will back out and try to join again. But it ain't looking too promising right now. Anyway. So, that's the schedule for the week. Now, we have a couple of things to talk about today. Two things. The first is a news story, and the second is planning for the Thanksgiving and Black Friday events coming up next week. Because traditionally, every year on both Thanksgiving and Black Friday, I stream, but the content that I do has been different. Sometimes I stream gameplay, and I used to do that. Like, what I used to do is on Thanksgiving, I used to do Ask the King, which used to be my Q&A show, where we would interact and I would answer your questions. And then the day after, on Black Friday, traditionally, I would do a variety of gameplay or a marathon. Sometimes, I remember one year I did do Black Ops all day on Black Friday. Black Ops Black Friday. Get it? Now, the last couple of years, as I branched out and I did different kinds of different kinds of content, I actually started doing a React event on Black Friday where we would react to advertisements from yesteryear. I would play ads from the 1980s and 90s and early 2000s, and basically I would, laugh at them or criticize them or react to them in any way, and it was really fun to do. But I did that for 2 straight years, and definitely the attention fell off. Like the first year I did it, it went really well, and then last year it was just kind of meh. So this year I'm thinking, let's just do some different stuff, right? So, what do we want to do? We'll talk about this in a second. But first, I have a news story that I'd like to cover for you today. Let's head over there. If you didn't hear about this news story yet, you might actually be pretty upset. Okay? I mean, once you hear it, you're like, wait, what? So, the news story is as follows. According to Reuters, there we go. According to Reuters, Sony Group Corporation, i.e., Sony, the ginormous mega conglomerate, is in talks to acquire Kadokawa Corporation. For those who don't know, Kadokawa Corporation is the parent company of From Software. They own quite a bit of different business ventures, including Acquire, FromSoft, Gotcha Games, and Spike Chunsoft. Okay? Now, notably, they also own a large amount of, it's pronounced Reuters? Really? I had no idea it was Reuters. That sounds silly. I always thought it was Reuters. All right. Reuters, who like to Reut things, whatever that means, I have come up with this news story. Now people are saying, no, people are trolling Phil. All right, how about this? Shut the fuck up. Okay, so the notable thing about this possible acquisition is that this company, all right, already owns a lot of anime distribution, but Sony owns a lot too. Like Sony already owns things like Crunchyroll and Aniplex and others, and people are like, if this goes through, Sony might basically be the dominant force of anime in the world. Like, they're going to own the vast majority of anime distribution. In which case, people don't like that because people already have issues with Crunchyroll and some of these companies and how they operate. And they're like, well, that's not good. We don't want Sony to have more control because they're not doing a good job with the control that they have. Notably, if you want to talk about the video game side of this, I want you to think about a game like Bloodborne. Okay? So Bloodborne was the collaboration between Sony and FromSoft, where Sony owns the rights to the entire game, okay? So, for how many years? I mean, the game's been out for 9 years, correct? And people want more versions of it. They said, can we get an updated version on PS4 Pro? Sony said, no. Can we get an updated version on the base PS5? No. Well, can we get it ported to PC so maybe the graphics could be improved, we could tweak it? No. Well, now PS5 Pro is out. Can we get an updated version of the game? No. Oh, yes, you can. Finally, Sony said yes and gave an updated version. Although it's not really updated. What it is the PS5 Pro has a special mode at 4K resolution only, where it updates the detail in the environments and slight resolution upgrading. So it's not a huge upgrade, but it's at least something rather than nothing, because people have wanted this game updated for 9 years, and now finally we got something. But admittedly, it's been very disappointing how, like, stingy Sony's been. They're like, Mr. Burns with his fingers like this, haha, my money. It's like, why would they not want to do anything with Bloodborne? Why are they keeping this, like, under lock and key? It would be a gold mine for them to redo the game. Think of what happened with Demon's Souls and how that game got remade for PS5 as a PS5 launch title and how it sold like hotcakes and made them a lot of money. So people are confused why Sony is acting like this, right? And they're wondering, well, if Sony buys FromSoft, could this change the way that FromSoft deals with their game releases and video games? See, I think from a big picture perspective, yes, it is true that these Sony exclusive games, when they come out, basically get on Sony consoles first. That's very true. Look at God of War. Look at Horizon, right? All these Sony exclusives. Now, the good news is a lot of these have been ported to PC later down the line, right? Even Last of Us, right? They've been ported eventually, but there is this installed delay before when you can play a Sony-based game on a Sony console only, or until that exclusivity ends, and then you can actually play a PC version, right? And so I think what people are afraid of is that if Sony buys FromSoft, that now what's going to happen is all of these games, notably all the Soulsborne games, are going to become Sony exclusives for a window of time, and you'll have to own a PS5 of some sort to play them until they finally port them to PC. Right now, FromSoft being more independent, they have cross-platform. They could be on all 3 platforms at once, PlayStation, Xbox, PC. Of course, the Switch gets the big middle finger because it runs like shit. If they would ever put out a serious console, maybe Nintendo would get some of these third parties, but you know what it is. So anyway, there's a lot of discussion about this. I've also seen from the political standpoint a discussion, because people are afraid that with Sony doing some pretty bad initiatives this year, for example, Concord, right? Which they put all their eggs in one basket. They spent $200 million or something on the development of this game, and the game flopped miserably. People are worried that if Sony were to buy FromSoft, okay, or hey, also Spike Chunsoft. Spike Chunsoft is the makers of Danganronpa and many other visual novel style games. So people are now afraid that if this goes through, okay, that now, sadly, you may see Sony inserting their influence into game development. And what if they tried to do things like having DEI and progressive tones thrown towards games that typically wouldn't have that? I think people are incredibly defensive about the Soulsborne, franchise and or games like Elden Ring that are, in line with that. And they don't want to see those games now change around because Sony owns the company. So, I guess we're going to see what happens. This is just the early stages, you can see. The negotiations are in early stages for Sony to buy Kadokawa Corporation. And everyone on the internet has a different opinion on it. But certainly, it'll be interesting to see what happens. And I would hope if Sony does buy them, it doesn't now mean that the whole company's philosophy has to change. Now, listen, by complete chance, I just got a PS5 Pro. It was donated to me by a viewer, and we're currently playing 2 games on it. It's working out well. So if FromSoft got bought out by Sony and all FromSoft games become PlayStation exclusives for a while, I'm okay. But that's not right to everybody else. Like, if you're a PC gamer and you love FromSoft, why should you have to buy a PlayStation 5 now to play their games early? That's stupid. I think that they should continue. If they've always been cross-platform, they should continue to be cross-platform. Okay, at least that's my take. And you could disagree, but I totally think that they should be cross-platform forever. And if Sony buys the company and everything changes, I think that would really suck. And honestly, that'd probably be a negative thing for the games industry as a whole. Okay, so that's the news story I got. Before we start planning next week's events, I have some shout-outs to do. First off, Dick Jones dropping a 5-member bomb this morning. Thank you to Dick Jones for 5 gifted memberships on YouTube. That is our first major contribution of the day. Each one's around $3 a profit for me. So thank you for the $15 there. I appreciate that very much. Also, I want to give a shout out to Genesis Gaming, who earlier at the beginning of the show popped their 33-month anniversary message in the chat and said, "Happy 33 months. Can we possibly fly over Stockholm, the capital of Sweden today? Keep up your amazing work." Perhaps, except that for some reason, I'm still in the queue. And it hasn't moved at all. So it's not looking too good. It's really not. I don't know if I should stay in this queue. I don't know if I should leave and try to rejoin it. I have no idea. This is not looking good whatsoever. It looks like they've completely botched the launch of their game. Okay. I received... What's up, Jade? How are you today? Good to see you in chat there. I received, wow, a incredibly generous $30 tip from Boneless Boner. Boneless Boner. Did you know that there are no bones in a boner? Did you know that? That it's actually it's an organ. Your member is an organ that fills with blood. It's a blood vessel. There's no bone in there. You can't break your boner because there's nothing to break. You learn something every day. So technically, every boner is a boneless boner. So there you go. Thanks for a $30 tip. Let's go ahead and play a nice animation for you, Boneless Boner. There you go. And let's get you on the leaderboard. Now, I'm not going to lie. I really do hope that someone will top that tip so we can get Boneless Boner off the leaderboard. The last couple times that this, it's obviously the same person who's been tipping recently, and they've been tipping very generously, and thank you for that, whoever you are. I really appreciate that. Every time that I say this, and I say, man, I hope we can get that boner off the leaderboard, we don't, and then they stay stuck on the leaderboard the entire time. So, I hope that we can get the boneless boner off the leaderboard. But in the meantime, thanks for the tip. Now we're almost a third of the way to the goal, and we just started. Very nice. Yeah, this queue, hold on. Wait a minute. Oh. I can't even quit the game. I'm serious? There's no way to quit Flight Simulator. I can't get out of it. It's completely frozen for me. So I guess I have to Control-Alt-Delete it and try to open it again. It's actually completely frozen. All right, hold on. Hold on a second. I just scratched my... Ow, I scratched my skin right here at my glasses. Great. Okay, hold on. The boneless boner strikes again. Yep, I gotta Control-Alt-Delete Flight Sim. Let's do that. Okay. Excuse me. So I closed it there. Let's see if I can open it again. It won't open now. It seriously won't open now. Maybe I can do it through the Xbox app? Last played today, it claims. All right, I booted it. It's working through the Xbox app. Let's try this again. Bina Hart says, before with FromSoft games, you had your choice on where to play. You'd buy the game only once. If Sony takes over, that means PC gamers may buy it once on console, then later on PC, resulting in double monies. That's true. That's very true. They may get double monies. That's the Rockstar way. That's literally 100% the way that Rockstar does it. I'm right back in the queue. I rebooted the game, and they tossed me right back into this queue. So... yeah, I don't know if we're playing this today. Really unfortunate. Obviously, I wanted to play. I mean, I prepared everything today for Flight Sim in the office. Well, at least now you won't have to see me cry because I got the aviators on. I just wanted to learn to fly. No, David Grohl. Save me, David Grohl. Okay. Anyway. All right, so folks, let's talk about the other, I guess we can take these off now, since it looks like we're not even playing Flight Simulator today. What's up, Game Boy? How are you today? Welcome to the stream. Okay, so here's the deal. Folks, next week is American Thanksgiving, okay? And on American Thanksgiving, Americans sit down and they stuff their faces in a very unhealthy manner with crazy amounts of food. Turkey, stuffing, various kinds of potatoes, some kind of usual vegetables, maybe like carrots or corn or green bean casserole, or, you know, depending on who you are, maybe some collard greens in there, rutabagas. Some people like rutabagas. Rutabaga stew for Thanksgiving. Pumpkin pie is a popular thing. Among many other things. Mac and cheese. A lot of people like mac and cheese on Thanksgiving. Cranberry sauce. That is a staple. Cranberry sauce, American Thanksgiving. Now you might say, wait a minute. I thought that, it's Thanksgiving. Isn't it supposed to be a day when actually you reflect on your life and all the things that have gone well for you and you give thanks for those things? And, you focus on the positive and your family get together and you have a good day together. No, absolutely not. That's how the holidays start. Actually, it actually started supposedly. The Pilgrims and the American Indians back in the day sat down to have a big feast together, a feast of the harvest. They sat down, they had all the best things from, American cuisine together, right? It was amazing. They all sat down at a table together and feasted together in a peaceful setting. That's what the original Thanksgiving was. Then the American Indians contracted several deadly diseases from the Pilgrims and all passed away, and the Pilgrims took all their land. More than likely, that's probably, if that did happen, that's probably what happened and how it went down. But anyway, that's kind of what they say, it's all about. But in reality, it's been a completely commercialized, changed holiday over the years, where now it's just about absolutely stuffing your face full of food, okay? So on Thanksgiving, what I used to do is I always took a half a day, which I'm doing again this year. I'm going to have the second half of the day off. I'm not going to do a late stream, okay? I'm going to take that time to be with my wife and have a nice meal together and all of that. But I do like doing an earlier stream. Particularly, my wife has told me she wants me out of the kitchen on that day, that she just wants to do all the cooking and I could do the serving. Like, I'll serve the food later, but she wants to cook and she doesn't want me to interfere. So me being on stream that day actually is beneficial. But the question is, what do we want to do on Thanksgiving? Okay. First off, I can tell you this much. One of the things I would like to do is a segment, whether we do a formal podcast or I just do it as a segment. I would like to personally thank all of you for the amazing year that you have given me, because 2024 absolutely has been a big turnaround year for me and my family, because you guys have supported me so much. Seriously, the amount of support that you have given me in the last several months, the amount of positive attention, the welcoming arms that you've given me, streaming on Kick, all of these things have resulted in me and my family having the arguably best year in so effing long. And so I want to take a segment to talk about that, to heartfelt segment, to talk about a few different things, okay? So that's definitely going to be there. But outside of that, oh, my nose is itching. Sorry, my nose has been bothering me this morning. I have like a little bit of congestion and stuff going on. I'm not sure why. But anyway, after that, we could do whatever. I mean, we could do a gameplay segment. We could chill. I don't know what you want to do on Thanksgiving. It's a one stream day for me, and I always kind of leave it wide open. It could just be a normal gameplay stream where, we'll see how next week is going. Remember, my week will start on Sunday. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday is Thanksgiving. So maybe we just go along with the flow, whatever we're doing that week, and we do a normal gameplay stream. Or we could try to figure it out and do something special, okay? I'm not sure what we want to do on that day. Now, as for Black Friday, that's the day after Thanksgiving in the United States. It's the biggest shopping day of the year where everyone runs out like a bunch of mad people. And they act like there's giant world-ending deals that you absolutely must partake in at stores. Now, the truth is there's not. The stores really don't have many or any deals, but idiots believe it and they run out there. Like, for example, I've told this story before. I used to work in an electronics store called Circuit City. They're out of business now. But when I worked for this store, the day before Black Friday, they would say, here's all the new price tags for tomorrow, the tickets, go put them out on all the product. So they'd come to our department with a ton of these tags, these tickets. And okay, we got to put out the new prices for tomorrow. And you're thinking they're going to be lower. It's Black Friday, so everything's going to be on sale. And so I remember particularly it was a hard drive. Now, of course, this was like 20 years ago. Hard drives were different. But it was like normal price of the hard drive, $200, okay? And then it was like on sale for $150. The new tag, okay, was like normal price $299, on sale for $200. What? So the tag would actually lie and say that the normal price of the product was higher than what we were normally selling it for. So the customer would come in thinking, oh, what a deal. It's $100 off. When in reality, it's exactly the same price as always, but the tag would lie. And it was for the whole department. Like everything in the department would essentially be marked up and misrepresented a value. So people would just, oh, I'm here on Black Friday. Let me just buy everything because it's so cheap. And it's the same normal price as it always is. So in reality, the only real deals, okay, that I've seen on Black Friday, sometimes there'll be like some really cheap TVs or computers, but normally the ones at brick and mortar stores are crappy. And what I mean by that is they're not good computers. They're not good TVs. The best deals are like, oh, you can get a 4K TV for $200. Yeah, but it's the really cheap brand, super generic, no bare bones features, you know, and it's kind of crappy. And, you know, I actually remember I had a friend who, he had just got his first place with his girlfriend and they wanted to furnish it. On Black Friday, he went and he bought this giant screen TV, like huge. And he was so proud of himself. And he invited everyone over for the unboxing so that he could like show off, we could watch a sports game. And he unboxes it and he plugs it in and the thing has like an entire corner of dead pixels. Like, yeah, dude, you bought the cheapest TV. It's a piece of shit. No one does that because we know that they're crap, you know? So that's the kind of stuff you get deals on Black Friday. Now, online, it's definitely different. Okay, online, some of the deals you can get that weekend are quite good. In case in point, for the past 2 years, all right, on the Black Friday weekend sale, I've bought a new Xbox controller for the Xbox Series S and X. Okay, usually this is like 50, 60 bucks, but around Black Friday weekend, it's around 30. Last year, I actually bought 2 so that I would actually have some extras, okay? Now, incidentally, this year, I stopped being a console gamer and I play almost everything on PC, so really I haven't needed this controller. So now it hasn't broken. Typically, these break like once a year, this thing busts, okay? But I got lucky, so now this is still good. But that's what I mean, like some stuff, certain kinds of hardware, basically you can save a lot of money if you get it at the right time. And that weekend particularly is a great weekend for this kind of stuff, okay? So, in regards to Black Friday weekend this year, first off, I fully intend to shop around and try to find the best deal for a new streaming and capture PC. My streaming and capture PC is over 10 years old. I got it in the summer of 2014. It is the longest running PC I've ever had. Seriously, I've never had a PC that's worked this long and had relatively no issues. It is having issues now. Now it's starting to have big problems with the hard drive, having errors and corruption. Half the fans on it have died. It's just getting more and more. Oh, the USB port. The USB ports on the front of it don't even work anymore. So it's getting more and more issues. And you get to the point where it's also outdated. I can't do the streaming I want to do. Like right now, I'm co-streaming. I'm streaming both to YouTube and to Kick at the same time. If I had a modern PC with great hardware, I could be streaming at the highest level to Kick, which is 8,500 kilobits per second, but I could be streaming at 15,000 kilobits per second to YouTube and give you insanely good quality 1080p 60 frames per second while it actually claims it's 1440p. What it'll do is upscale it. So that's what I actually was doing. But then when I started co-streaming a month ago, I had to downgrade all my quality. Okay, I want to get back to that quality again. I want to have the highest possible quality on all of my streams. Now, also, I would like to possibly future-proof a bit and have it so that I could, when I'm ready, capture and stream at 4K. Now, right now, I don't think I'm going to be doing that anytime soon. just the bandwidth of streaming at 4K is probably over the top crazy. And the time it would take to upload 4K videos would probably take overnight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't even be able to get more than a few videos a day because they're huge. But to have that capability for when the infrastructure is ready for it, when the internet's faster, when you think things are better, you know, that would be amazing. Maybe as an exception, when I am trying, for example, a new game that, you know, oh, do we want to see how it actually looks at full 4K, 60 frames? I could do like the first part or two of the playthrough is that resolution only, and then I downgrade to 1080p for the rest of the playthrough, stuff like that. That might be neat. Some people have suggested I just do 1440p, which I could do as well. Okay. So, all that being said, I need to get a new PC, and I think a new capture device as well. This capture device I've been using this year is very good, but it's external. We all know that an internal card is always going to be better and more reliable and give you better options. Perhaps if I had everything working, I could use all the features. Like right now, I can't use HDR because to do that, to capture and stream and have everything in HDR, I guess is a little more complicated, and I can't really do it right now. Like last year, I tried that with, or earlier this year, I tried that with Hades 2, and it was having all these issues, where it was looking more washed out on the stream, so then I stopped doing it entirely. Like, that's the thing, like, I have a lot of features, but I can't use them all because my stream setup is limited because the PC is so old. So the goal here is to get something that's powerful, that's a little bit future-proofed, but at the same time, I also don't want to break the bank. I really don't want to be spending $3,000 on a PC, okay? I was thinking, like, the sweet spot price point would be around $1,000, that maybe I could get a PC that's much better than that, like, you know, like a 1500, 1750 PC for like $1,000 because it's Black Friday weekend. Maybe I could get a really good deal on one. But I don't know. Right now, no one knows the deals yet. They don't launch for a couple, like even Amazon. Amazon's deals don't launch for another 2 days. So no one's entirely sure what's going to be available yet. And then when we find out, we can see, hey, maybe I could, you know, actually get a really good PC. Then it's just a matter of, basically having time to migrate, because the migration, I can tell you, is going to be a pain. I know what I have to do is back up all my shit, right? I got to back up all the resources that I use for this podcast, for all of my content, the borders, the artwork, you know, the slideshow, the music, all of it. I have to back it all up. Then I have to back up all my settings and all my programs, and then I have to try to migrate over. And you know what's going to happen? Immediately, half my shit ain't going to work. It's going to be a pain in the ass to sit here and tweak. It's going to take me a while. It ain't going to be like, oh, I can immediately migrate over, and that day I'll be streaming at high capacity. I guarantee you it won't. I bet you it'll be the opposite, where it's going to be arduous and tedious, and it's going to take a while. I'm going to have issues. I'm going to have to troubleshoot the issues. You know what I mean? Nothing's easy for me. I wish it were. Really, I wish it were. But it's just, nothing's ever easy for me. It's going to be a nightmare, but it's okay. It has to be done at this point. Like now I'm definitely, I know this is the time to do it. I'm at a point where I'm making more now, which is great. Thank you all for that. Now is the time I can probably get. Every year I say I'm not getting anything Black Friday weekend. I have no money. Every year I say that, right? This year I don't have to say that. I can be like, oh yeah, I actually can get stuff Black Friday weekend because I have some money and I can get something for the business that I've wanted for, you know, many, many years, which is excellent. So, this should be great. Thank you guys for all of your support this year. Seriously, you've helped me so much. And I hope to get a new PC this weekend, or next weekend it would be. Black Friday weekend, right? By the way, we're still at 0%. You were in a queue. So I don't think we're playing Flight Sim today. I think they screwed their game up. That's unfortunate. But anyway, so that's what I'll be doing that weekend, is shopping for this new PC, whether it's on the Black Friday deals or we got to wait till Cyber Monday or whatever it is. But I'm looking forward to that. And then once I get that, then of course we got to set up for when I'm going to do the migration and all of that. But outside of that, we got to figure out what we want to do for Black Friday, right? Now, here's the thing. I have a new show called DS Politics that I just launched last Thursday on Kick. It was a hit. It got tons of viewership, and all of the clips of the show that I also made and uploaded individually to the DSP Reacts channel also have done pretty well, especially for that channel. You know, typically the videos I upload to that channel don't get views. Anywhere between 100 to 300 views tops. Rarely I'll get a video that gets more views than that. All of the clips from DS Politics did well. Several did over 1,000 views. Some got between, 500 to 1,000 views. And tons of likes, tons of, like, discussion on each video. That's what that channel needs. That channel's been basically dying. And now, having the highlights of DS Politics on that channel has invigorated the channel. Also, just so everyone knows, the DSP Tries It series has also seen a reinvigoration, which is awesome, DSP Tries It is something that's been defunct for a very long time, and I haven't done it. And bringing it back now, doing it as a weekly reward every Friday, to see it now getting over 1,000 views and a lot of engagement on the channel is excellent. Like, I'm very pleased that people are enjoying the content again, okay? So, here's the deal. This Thursday, we're doing another episode, okay? I have some good topics lined up. I'm going to have one entire topic about local stuff, because I always talk about stuff locally, and people are like, feels over-exaggerating. Wait till you see what we're going to be talking about this Thursday. I have a series of stories lined up all from this week of some of the most heinous crimes and horrible things you've ever heard of that have been happening around here. There's also going to be a segment about Trump derangement syndrome, now that Trump has won the presidential election and how people are reacting to it, among other things. Like, I'm trying to finalize the show. I'll probably have like 4 stories to cover during the show. Right now I have around 3, so I'm really looking for like one more big one that I think people will really enjoy. But I'll get that together for you, and that's going to be this Thursday night exclusively on Kick, as I've already said. But in regards to next week, well, I'm not streaming Thursday night because it's Thanksgiving. The question is, do we do DS Politics on Wednesday night a day early? Or do we do DS Politics a day late and do it on Friday night? In which case, there's no Friday night fights then. We would do Friday night politics, and then we do something different during the day, maybe some gameplay, right? So, I guess we'll see. Let's talk about it, but, the way I see it, Thanksgiving, we're going to do a very special segment of me being, thankful for everything this year. And then we'll probably do like a gameplay segment, right? It'll be like a gameplay stream, and it'll be in line with what we're doing at the time. I just don't know what it'll be, because are we going to be playing Flight Sim? Is it even going to work? Are we going to be playing Stalker 2? What are we going to be doing? I don't know. Are we going to be doing more Bloodborne maybe, or maybe Call of Duty that day? I don't know. And then on Black Friday, I guess what we can do is the first stream, we can do maybe gameplay, and then maybe the late stream we do DS Politics. Maybe that makes sense. Okay? That's what I'm thinking. The war is heating up. Oh, I'm aware. I heard about what's going on with whatchamacallit, with the war over in the Ukraine versus Russia, and all the stuff that's happening right now. It's pretty messed up what's happening over there, and that we're even involved. So maybe I'll have a segment about that. We'll have to see. Okay? 1 second, everybody. Hold on. I was wondering, so a big noise went on outside, and it sounded like a car turned on. I look out my window. My neighbors must have a lot of plumbing work going on, because there's not one, but 2 different plumbing trucks outside of their house. And I guess one of them just went on lunch break and went into the truck and turned it on. The truck sounds terrible. It's squeaking. It's going wiki, 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 wiki. Like, your truck ain't supposed to sound like that. It sounds like a timing belt is off or something. Like, what the fuck? It sounds terrible. Anyway. All right. So, it sounds like, from what we're trying to figure out here, all right, I think what we'll do is on Thanksgiving, we'll do a special Thanksgiving edition of the podcast, and then we'll probably do a gameplay stream of one of the current games that I'm playing. Then maybe on Black Friday, we do Black Ops 6 as the day stream, whether it's Warzone or multiplayer, who knows, and then Friday night we do DS Politics, because I think it makes more sense to do it one day later than one day earlier. Of course, that's going to bump, that's going to bump the Street Fighter gameplay, but that's fine. We could always just do it over the weekend then, right? There you go. Jade is saying, can we fly over Minnesota? Jade, I would love to, but I don't think we're playing Flight Sim today. It still doesn't work. I'm literally sitting in a queue right now, and nothing's happening. I don't think the game's going to work today. I think they effed it up. We might have to try again, Thursday. Because this is not looking good at all. It looks like they completely botched their own game, and it doesn't work at all. What a bunch of dummies. Anyway, so I think that's what we'll do probably next week then. So there's not going to be a marathon. Sometimes I do a marathon on those days. Oh, the other thing. Okay, this is very important. So right now, I don't know my wife's work schedule for next week. Neither of us do. You know, they have to give it to her. Since Black Friday, traditionally, is the craziest shopping day of the year. It means that there's the absolute most traffic, nut job people out there acting like idiots, animals, just doing nonsensical, irrational things, okay? Traditionally, I like to drive my wife to work and pick her up that day. That way she doesn't have to deal with getting parking and everything. She works retail, and parking that day is insanely hard to do in America. Usually, like, even if you get a spot, you got to park at the opposite end of wherever you are, and then walk like across the whole parking lot. And again, with the way these people act, not very safe. So what I'm thinking is, we got to figure out her work schedule for that day, Black Friday, and whatever time she's working, I'm probably going to drive her to work and drop her off, and then I'm going to have to go pick her up. Now, I don't know the times yet. So it very well could be based on her work schedule that my stream schedule is around that. So maybe I'll actually be streaming later or earlier, and I'll be stopping later or earlier than usual that day, Black Friday, to adjust so that I can actually get my wife to work and back without having issue of her having to worry about, finding a parking spot or getting hit by a car in the parking lot and stuff like that, okay? I hope you understand. I care about my wife, and I want her to be safe. And that's the best way to do it. It sucks right now. I can't tell you exactly yet until she gets her schedule for Black Friday what schedule will be. But once I know, I'll let you all know, and that way we can plan for next week. The next week, I'll be here Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But it's going to be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, full days of streaming, all gameplay. Thursday, one daytime stream, no night stream, and then Friday, kind of a weird scheduling day because of the Black Friday stuff going on. Okay? Thorn in his side says, if I buy you Balatro, will you play it? I have a million games to play right now. What makes you think I'm going to drop them all to play Balatro? I'm currently playing Bloodborne, multiplayer of Call of Duty, Warzone of Call of Duty. I'm trying to play Microsoft Flight Simulator if it ever works. I'm also playing fighting games, and I'm going to possibly be playing Stalker 2 later this week, maybe, maybe not. Why would I play Balatro right now? There you go. Okay. Have I considered a charity stream for Thanksgiving? Here's the truth, Lucido. I actually believe that possibly soon I could do a charity event and it would actually work. I actually believe that now. Like previously, I was like, nah, just too many people so negative towards me and just scumbags and, But I actually think now things are changing for the better. In general, more people are seeing me in a positive light, giving me a fair shake, and stopped talking about me in the lolcow nature, which is great. And it allows me to think, hey, if I wanted to do a charity thing, a charity stream, I could do it. So the thing is, no, I didn't plan for that this year. Obviously, I didn't expect things would turn out the way they have so positively in the last few months. So because of that, I didn't even foresee it, that it was a possibility. So likely this year, no. I'm not saying that maybe I wouldn't do something eventually. But right now, I think it would be too short term of a thing to try to figure out. Like, to do a charity stream, what you got to do, don't you have to do like one of those fundraiser pages in line with one of the charities? And then I think what you just tell people that day, just donate to the charity. I mean, we track how many people have donated on your page and stuff like that. I think that's how it works, but I've never done one formally. I know how it would have worked like 9 years ago when I was planning to do a charity, but that was a long time ago. I think they actually have things set up for streamers now formally, correct? Where you can have your own page. Hey guys, go, click the link, go donate there, and you know, and then it hits you celebrate milestones and stuff on the stream. I think we could do that. I think that would be awesome. Just not right now. Like I said, I don't have real time to plan it or anything. But I think that maybe we could do that in the future. Yes. Now, if you don't know what this person's talking about, I very strongly urge all of you to do some charity work this season of whatever you can do. If you can donate to a charity, do that. If you can spend some time helping a charity, do that. You know, for me, time is the biggest thing. I am being pulled in a million directions every single day. Phil, can you do this? Can you play this game? Can you do this piece of content? Can you do this show? Then my family, can you do this? Can we do that? I mean, I have so much. My time is my most valuable commodity. So sadly, I can't give my time. That's why I did a monetary donation to a food bank locally. And I strongly recommend that many of you do that as well. If you don't have the time, cost a few bucks. You know, do whatever you can to help out this holiday season. Okay? Okay. That's nice. You donated to the Salvation Army. Good for you. That's good. That's good. Very good. Okay. Scotty Pieces, I used to think you were a piece of shit, but now I'm a big fan and I wish you the best. Well, thank you, Scotty. It's very nice of you. At least the ending was a happy one and a good one, correct? There you go. Yeah, guys, I hate to say it. I think we're shot, as you can see. I mean, I'll try again, but I've now been doing this podcast for 1 hour and 6 minutes. I've been trying to do this for about 50 minutes of the podcast. I don't think we're playing Flight Sim today. It looks like we're doing Call of Duty. That sucks, right? Ugh. You donated to Wings of Redemption? Well, if you consider that a donation, remember, if you're contributing to me, it's not a donation, all right? I think I'm going to try to close this again and open it one more time, and if it doesn't work, I give up. I don't know what else to say. They botched it. They botched their own launch, and now they look like a bunch of fools. What's funny is Flight Sim is taking up like an intense amount of my RAM, even though it's not even running. That's pretty funny. Not even running. So why is it taking up all my RAM? And Google Chrome, which all I have open on Google Chrome is the news story we watched earlier and a YouTube page of my funny moments. It claims it's using a third of my RAM. Anyway, let me try to boot this one more time. Not looking very good. Enemy Warlock says, I think I remember long queue times with 2020 as well. I had to wait till the next day to even play it once. It's pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Why? Right? Yeah, so it looks like we're doing Call of Duty today. Casanova just posted up. We are aware of reports aircraft are missing from my library and aircraft select streams. The issue is related to the server issues. You know, all right. Let me ask. I gotta present something. Okay, gotta present something as matter of fact and fair as I can. All right. If you are a game developer, correct? You're a game developer. Think, put yourself into the shoes. You work for a game company. You're developing a game. Is it not your job and your priority that when you have a game that you get people excited for, right? For years, it's going to be a great game and everything, that you make sure that when the game releases, you can actually play the game? Is that not the biggest priority? Like, for example, in any product, when you open a restaurant, isn't it not the most important priority the day you open the restaurant that people can come inside, sit down, and eat a meal? When you own a car dealership, is it not your biggest priority to make sure that when someone purchases a car, then they can get in the car, start the car, and drive the car off the lot and use it? Immediately once they buy it, that should be the priority, correct? Why is it that with video games, imagine movies, you buy a movie ticket, you go to the theater, you sit down in the theater, and then all of a sudden they say, sorry, the movie doesn't work, come back later. No, I'm here now. I paid for my ticket now. I want the movie, goddammit. And if you don't give it to me, I'm going to go to the food court. I'm going to take one of those foot-long hot dogs, and I'm going to shove it right up. Excuse me. I got a little worked up. But you know what I'm saying? Like, any other business, the whole priority is that you pay and you get what you paid for. Why is it that with video games particularly, okay, you buy the game, and then you don't get what you pay for, and we all just accept it as a part of the cycle, right? I don't understand this. Any other medium, any other product you buy, it's like, okay, I get what I paid for when I paid for it. That's the deal. I give you monetary compensation. You provide me with a good service. That's you shake hands. That's it. It's what we're doing, right? But video games, it's like, I provide you money. You then randomly gamble on if you're getting something for it. I mean, eventually, maybe like a few days, a week, a month, 6 months down the line, you'll actually get what you were promised at the time of the original transaction. But why the hell is it that most video games these days have these issues? Microsoft Flight Simulator, okay, is a game that the vast majority of people who play will not ever use a multiplayer component in any way, shape, or form. People just want to learn how to fly a plane and fly it around the simulated world and enjoy. That's it. Now, I understand with Flight Simulator, there are components to a live server because what they do is they actually will simulate how the world is, like the weather and is it a night and day cycle? Now, you can change that. It doesn't have to be live, but they have that live component where basically it's trying to simulate what's really happening on the globe right now. And I think a lot of people enjoy that component of it, correct? But if it's launch day and you know that it's not going to work, why not disable that feature for launch day and explain to everyone, hey, everyone, just so you know, we anticipate we're going to have a lot of people who are going to be playing our game on launch day. Therefore, the live components, such as the live weather, this and that, we're going to disable them. We want to give people a chance to jump in and play the game in more of the offline capacity first, and so that everyone can get a feel for it. And then maybe within like a few days, maybe 3-4 days, when the player base is calming down a bit, then we're going to enable the live server capability so that we'll have that in sync. But for the most part, it makes sense. We're going to disable it first. We know there's going to be a lot of people playing at launch. That's why we're going to do it. I mean, does it take that much of a thought process? Do you have to be like a fucking rocket scientist to figure that out? Do you have to be like a PhD in fucking crazy levels of science? Or do you have to be a giant world-thinking philosopher to figure out that on launch day, people want to play your fucking game because they fucking paid for it and they deserve to play the game they bought? You fucking incompetent, mouth-drooling jackasses. How the fuck can you not figure this out, that on release day of a game, if you buy it, you should be able to play it? It's not a big, complicated issue. It's a simple fix, but these fucking game developers are morons. How they fucking can't figure this out, I don't get, and I've had enough of it. In 2024, I've had enough. It's time to call a moron a moron. This is a game where you fly around the globe in a plane. This is not Call of Duty where you have to shoot people in a multiplayer setting. It should work right now. Like this very fucking moment, I should be flying in a plane, not sitting in a stupid goddamn queue because these incompetent fucking nerds don't know how to make a video game. Oh. And the thing is, it's not that they don't have a track record of this happening. They don't. It's not like, oh, this is the first time. This has happened with every sim game. Sim City, this happened where they tried to launch and they had the live component on launch day and it didn't work and the game flopped. We have had failure after failure after failure after failure, and no one learns. There's a difference between book smart and street smart. These people are book smart. They're good at coding. But when it comes to modern life, when it comes to common sense, when it comes to the consumer satisfaction, they don't have a fucking clue. How the hell they didn't figure out that this game wasn't going to work on launch day because there's a worldwide sim component of syncing with Earth and everyone's going to want to play it once. I mean, duh, duh, duh. I'm 42 years old. My patience is wearing very thin with this shit. And to be quite frank, I'm happy it's on Game Pass because if I had paid $70 plus tax for this, and this is what I got on launch day, I probably would have tried to refund it. I mean, this is stupid. This is dumbest level of intelligence. How the fuck do you not know that this was going to happen on launch day? The only thing I can think of is the people who are in charge of these projects don't care. In their mind, they're like, you know what? We're going to get everyone's money, so we don't give a shit if it works or not at launch. We just don't care, right? We're going to make our money regardless. And we know that in a few days, people will get frustrated of trying to play it and just back out and not play it. And then enough people will be able to trickle in and play it slowly, and then everything will be fine. Yo, forget the fact that the initial customer experience is absolutely atrociously awful. But I think as an industry, we need to stop actually giving these people a pass. In 2024, and now it's about to be 2025 very shortly, we have to stop saying, oh, it's a video game, don't expect it to work at launch. No, it should be, oh, it's a video game, it works at launch, and if it doesn't, we refund it, and we don't ever spend our money again on that. And then they go out of business because they're incompetent. And then actual competent companies will step up and make games. Get it? You want to know the saddest part? Microsoft Flight Simulator is the big Microsoft exclusive of the year. It is. There's been no other major Microsoft exclusives. They pretended like that Senua's whatever it was, Senua's Sacrifice 2, whatever it was, that was going to be a big one. That one flopped huge. That game was terrible and no one liked it. The first one was much better. Okay, this was their big exclusive of the year. And it doesn't even work. But that's okay. Remember, this is an Xbox. My laptop is an Xbox. Yeah, too bad I can't play your fucking games on it because they don't work. All right. Anyway, I vented and said my piece, but sadly, at this point, I think I'm going to give up. It does not look like Flight Simulator is going to work today. So at this point, I think we're just going to call the audible, right? I mean, the podcast ends in 20 minutes, right? So I think that at this point, we should just say, forget it. It ain't going to work. Close it down. Shut it down. And I guess today we're doing Call of Duty, which sucks. You know, I had all this planned. And now that means that the whole week is thrown off because now I don't know when I can even play it, right? I don't even know if it's going to be Thursday or later. You know, I don't know. Because again, remember also, you know, with Stalker 2, people might want to see that. So now I don't know what to do, you know. And it's incredibly frustrating that this is what they're pulling here. So I guess we'll have to try to figure it out. By the way, for those who don't know, Call of Duty has a giant update today. It's 5 gigs. Pretty big update patch. And I'm actually applying it right now. So if you're interested in playing Call of Duty today, you're going to want to do that. Okay. All right. Big Boss has done a $2 super chat. Honey baked ham or traditional turkey, what is best? Depends. For Thanksgiving, I always have turkey. I like ham. And I would like a ham, like maybe for Christmas or something. But I always have turkey on Thanksgiving. The thing is, I'm not even a big turkey guy. But I think it's just a tradition. You know what I'm saying? Okay. A Year and a Day says, I'm on the Series S. I've been stuck on a loading languages at 0% for 2 hours. I don't think the game is working for anyone. I just don't think the game is working for a single person. Miles, you just did the $2 Super Chat. Says, thanks for that update on Call of Duty. I didn't know. Yeah, get your updates loaded now. It's a big one. I'm doing it right now so that we can play right after the podcast. So I'm going to have to announce it. Shall I just do it now? I'll do it now live. Well, everyone, FYI, Microsoft Flight Simulator is broken and not working for anyone on launch day. Therefore, I'll be playing COD Black Ops 6 MP for this stream instead. Sorry for the required, which it sucks, but this is game development in 2024, apparently. Okay. So there you go. I made the announcement both on Twitter and I posted on the community post here, so now people will know. All right. So, guys, thank you for your support. We have a little bit of extra time. If you guys would like to tag me in chat and have a little bit of discussion back and forth, or let's contributions, of course. We want to keep the streak alive. It sucks that now people who would be coming by today to see Flight Sim can't see it. I hate disappointing, but I can't make a game work that doesn't. I hope that you will stick around for Call of Duty. If you were going to stick around for Flight Sim, obviously I don't want to have my stream attendance now completely tank because I can't play the game that was originally intended, which, obviously is not something in my control. So thank you. And let's hang out and have a little bit of a good time here before we jump into Call of Duty. Let's get some support today. Let's see. So super chat wise, we have a few super chats. We have the 5 gifted memberships from earlier. And we had that big tip. We have nothing whatsoever on the kick side. So let's get some subs and gifted subs over there, if possible. And also, how about some more stuff on the YouTube side or some tips or whatever is all appreciated. Let's get some likes. I think we're only at 60 likes on YouTube. We're at 64 likes. Let's get that to 100 likes. We have like 350 viewers. We can definitely do better than that. Come on. Let's get those likes up. All right. So, what do you guys want to talk about today? I'm going to have to change the game now and the topic and everything. Here we go. I got to change the topics on both streams. I wanted Black Ops 6. Black Ops 6. There it is. Really sucks, but what can I do? And let me change the game over here too. Oh, over here it already says Black Ops 6. I just got to change the thumbnail. There we go. So now everything is completely changed. The thumbnail, the title, everything is changed everywhere. There we go. Okay. So, let's see here. Num Nums, the Sparkle Dogs. I looked into the Twitch thing. It went to hell. I know it did. Twitch has just gotten worse and worse over the years. But the problem is that weird, bizarre narrative that Twitch is the place to be. Twitch is the place where you get notoriety. Twitch is the place where you get into the algorithm, you get noticed on the front page. You don't. Like, it literally never happens. I don't get any additional viewership anywhere that I go. It doesn't matter if I'm on Twitch, if I'm on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like, I streamed exclusively my politics show on Kick, and I had over 1,000 viewers. But that's not because I'm streaming on Kick and I hit the front page. You know what I mean? It's a myth. It's a weird myth. If I stream on Twitch, I can get noticed, and therefore I can make it big. It's a farce. The people are always going to be at the top because they use the ways to game the system, whether it's YouTube, Twitch, wherever. They game the system the way that they know works. They do it over and over to get to the top. They cause drama. They do dumb shit. That's the stunt kind of stuff is what gets people noticed. You know what I mean? You're never going to just get noticed because you're streaming on a particular place. And the whole mentality of Twitch is the place to be is so over now. Dude, Twitch takes 50% of your revenue. All right? I want to say it again. 50% of everything you earn is kept by Twitch. YouTube only keeps around 30. Kick keeps 5. Why does Twitch think that they are entitled to 50% of your revenue? What are they doing so special for you that they can keep 50%? It doesn't make any sense at all. It would be one thing if they legit were building channels, were helping, were getting people noticed, people were getting over left and right, up and down, and making a fortune over there. But that's not the case. But people are still streaming there. It's fucking bizarre. I don't even get it. I don't know why you would want to be there. It doesn't make sense. HoboX says, Twitch lets you browse categories easily. 4 years in, I still have no idea how to discover anyone new that's streaming on YouTube. Yeah, but it doesn't matter what categories you can browse on Twitch. You still can't find anyone but big streamers anyway. It's the same as YouTube and everything else. Right now, if you go to Twitch, here, fuck this. I've had enough. So, I'm on Twitch, and by the way, what the hell? What's all this junk? I'm not... Okay, so, let's go over to Twitch. Ready? So here's Twitch right now, live, okay? So, they throw a random dude up, or a random person up. It's actually a girl streaming Fortnite. And for 10,000 viewers, for some fucking bizarre reason, 10,000 people are watching fucking Fortnite. Domino's fucking tie-in. Look at this dumb shit. 10,000 people are watching someone play a Domino's pizza tie-in in Fortnite. They have nothing else to fucking do. That's tremendous. But this is what you see. You see some dude's bulging fucking crotch to your left, his nipples hanging out over here, and another bulging crotch to your right. Gee, I wonder what they're actually all about over there on Twitch today, huh? Some dude's fucking junk in your face. The fuck is this? Right? And here you go. Kai Cenat, Scump, Zach Rohr, Swag, Summit 1. It's the same people. Tim the Chat, man. It's the same fucking people. The same people as your recommended channels. It's the same people you already know about. This is. Do you see anyone getting exposure here? Whoa, look at all this exposure I can get. No. Here's exposure. You get exposed to this guy's fucking giant package. And fucking completely stupid, brain-dead Domino's Pizza Fortnite gameplay. This is Twitch right now. And it is quite unfortunate that this woman has no idea that she's positioned between these two guys' crotches on the front page of Twitch. Does she know that? That there's two giant heaving packages there and she's squeezed between them? I'd be pretty upset. I think that's pretty disrespectful. Why would you want this to be on your site? Right? It's fucked up. And the cursor keeps gravitating towards the crotch. It's fucked up. What other channels are they recommending? Scump, Flats, Shy Lily, all with thousands of views. It's all the same shit. Nothing new. Nothing of any interest. Oh, Kai Cenat is doing a workout stream. I don't give a fuck. Junk. What is all this? Who cares? That's what I mean. Like, here's your front page. Oh, yeah, Hot Beats TV. Look at those hot beats right there. Right. Does any of this look like people are getting great exposure on the front page of Twitch? Survival games. This guy's got a whopping 8 views on the front page. Wow, that really boosted his view count, didn't it? 8 views for that guy. You see my point? It's all trash. Look at this. What is this? A cat's face? What is going on? This is what they're doing. Wow. That was... Does your mind feel more melted now than ever before because we did that? You see my point? Like, wow, you see all the exposure those people got? Look how... It's the same people. The same top 20, 30 people always get featured, just like on YouTube. It's exactly the same model, the same algorithm bullshit. And then when you get thrown on the front page, wow, your 8 views really got inflated. Now you have 8.5. Twitch is the worst place to stream. Like, hands down. Twitch is the worst place to stream. There's no reason to be there at all. It's toxicity. It's sexual content. The first thing we saw, and I swear I didn't stage that, is a girl trying to play Fortnite and 2 dudes heaving crotches pointed towards her on the screen. That's the front page of Twitch. Did I make it up? That's where you want to stream, huh? Some great family-friendly content over there. Anyway. Anyway, so that's what's going on over there on Twitch. What a great place to be, huh? I'm so glad that we checked it. Maybe we'll do that from time to time for a good laugh. There's a new Virtual Fighter confirmed. I've heard about that. Dead or Alive and Soul Calibur remain dead. Yeah. Yes. So what? So what? Mr. Toadstool says he's logged in, and the Twitch front page looks exactly the same. So it doesn't even matter if you're logged in or not. It's just trash no matter what. Wow. All right, guys. Any last topics you want to talk about today? Any final thoughts before we adjourn the show and we begin with Call of Duty, which was not intended, but hopefully people will stick around and watch and support. I hope. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if the streak ends today because these fuckers couldn't get their game to work, I'm going to be pretty upset. Because, you know, I like having a set schedule. I like having this will be in place here, this will be in place here, and people are showing up for said content when it's, you know, the right time. And now people are going to be showing up and saying, where's Flight Simulator? Which I said, there's nothing I can do. I'm sorry. I want to play it and the game doesn't work because they're incompetent. So now we play Call of Duty because that's what I can play on my PC on the fly. And then some people will be like, oh, I'm upset. I didn't want to see Call of Duty and leave. And maybe you'll have some people who would have been here and supported and won't. And now I have to take the hit because of these assholes who don't know how to release games, apparently. Tate, how you doing? Welcome, Tate. What do I... Someone's asking a political question on the Kick channel. This is not DS Politics. It's not DS Politics. I'm not answering political questions on the show. That's not the point of this podcast. That's why I do a politics show once a week. And by the way, I think I've already answered that question, too. What's up, Triple V? How you doing? Don't try using Twitch on your TV. The interface is atrocious. You can't resume the last video or stream the day after. Huh. Me too, Drew Corporation. He says, I was super excited for Flight Sim today, and now I'm sad. I mean, we're all in the same boat here. Dude, I bought fucking sunglasses for it and everything. I was ready to go. I was pumped. I got a fucking background that looks like a sky. I got all... Everything going? No, can't play today. Oh, well, fuck you, man. Is there a live performance I'm looking forward to watching during the Game Awards? I'm not aware of what live performances are happening, so no, Toronto Slayer. I haven't followed it that much. Can I wish your fan Dale Wilson a happy 40th birthday? Why would I wish Deadpool a happy 40th birthday? Not real. Jade, I know you'll enjoy Call of Duty. I'm gonna have a good time. Like they say, you make lemonade out of lemons. I like Call of Duty. I'm not disappointed to play Call of Duty today. I just had no plans to do so, and it's disappointing to have to change line on the fly like that. And by the way, I know that Deadpool is Wade Wilson, not Dale Wilson. I was joking. Spawn Killer did a $2 super chat. Says, would you wear a hat and a vest if you get $150 in tips? You realize we phased that out months ago, right? Like, this is the whole thing. Like, we're done with that. It was a thing I did for a while. There was the vest streak, and then we turned it into glasses and a hat and a vest. And, you know, it's kind of played out. No one really cares anymore. There's a few people here or there who ask for it every once in a while, but we phased it out purposefully this year because it's about celebration of, you know, enjoying games together and having a good time on stream, and the success of being able to do things with my business that I didn't be able to afford. It's not about me dressing up. Spawn Killer did another $2 super chat. He says, what about for the flight sim? Well, for the flight sim, I'm already going to wear like the gunner, or the gunner glasses. I'm already going to wear the aviator glasses and stuff. But basically, the hat that I have that everyone called the M. Bison hat also looks kind of like a pilot's hat. I could put that on with the aviators maybe, or something like that, and look like a pilot, right? That'd be kind of cool. Let me put it this way. If there's a reason to do it, I would do it. Like, for example, during Christmas month, I'll probably put on my Santa hat from time to time. If I'm playing a fishing game, I'd probably put on my fisherman's hat and a vest that looks like a fisherman. You know what I mean? If there's a reason to do it. But the days of me having multiple goals and hitting different tiers and putting stuff on is over. We phased it out for a good reason. Okay? Thank you, Triple V. Triple V says, I hope Flight Simulator will work for you. I enjoyed when you played the old one, and it was a blast. Either way, have a good day. Thank you. It doesn't work today. We'll have to try again later in the week, because I'm not here. I don't have a day stream tomorrow. So we'll probably try again either Thursday, Friday. Oh, no, I don't know about that. Someone says LTG got demonetized. I mean, where? Where did he get demonetized? On Twitch streaming? Or on YouTube, his videos? Or both? What are you talking about? I'm just curious. What's worse, this or the GTA 5 Online launch? I mean, they're identical. It's exactly the same experience. With GTA 5 Online, you sat there in a queue and you'd get in for like 2 minutes and then it would kick you out. Thank you, Satan. Yes, Satan666 says, hope you have a hell of a time today, whatever you play. Thank you, Satan. I appreciate that. All right. Well, everyone, let's end the show. I'm sorry that it looks like Flight Sim is busted, but it is what it is. What a journey we've had. Tomorrow, remember, no podcast and no first stream. I'm getting a fan installed. By hook or by crook, it's getting installed tomorrow. Okay? But the show will return on Thursday. And so on Thursday, I'm sure I'll be giving you updates on many different things, including, obviously, if Stalker 2 releases and ends up being worth playing, and if people want to see me play it or not. because we actually don't know what the mainstream is going to be on Thursday. It could be Flight Sim. It could be Stalker 2. It could be various things. All right. So thank you guys for watching the Level 1 podcast, and I will see you soon.